In this video, we'll talk about the top 5 things wanted for Mass Effect Andromeda. If you have your own top 5 playlist, make sure to leave it in the comments section down below. I do read all the comments and try to reply to most of them as well. If you enjoy these top 5 list videos, please make sure to leave a like on this video. Let me know you want to see more content on this channel. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to tap the subscribe button because I'm always uploading awesome Mass Effect content. So I've been thinking recently about what are the top 5 things I want most in Mass Effect Andromeda. So here I came up with my top 5. I also went to Reddit to see what other people want as well, and this list is more of a culmination of my thoughts and some from the Mass Effect community as well. Plus there will be some interesting honorable mentions at the end of this list as well. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So number 5 right here, with BioWare saying that they want to place a big emphasis on exploration, it better be damn good. With Mass Effect 1, I certainly felt the sense of exploration, traveling to different planets, clumsily traveling the terrain with a Mako, finding resources, missions, and surprises along the way as well. Although the community really didn't like the handling of the Mako, me included, so BioWare just threw that aspect out of Mass Effect 1 out the window and just left it to planetary scanning like in Mass Effect 2, which planetary scanning was probably the most tedious thing I've ever done in a video game before I ended up having to farm for spin medals in Destiny. Boring! With the Mako making a return, we can assume that Mass Effect 1 style planetary exploration will return, which I'm all for. The issue with Mass Effect 1 wasn't necessarily the planetary exploration part, it was just more the Mako itself. Now seeing that the trailers of Mass Effect Andromeda, that the Mako will be fast, agile, will be a great improvement on the experience of planetary exploration. So how do we make planetary exploration interesting and fun? Planets need to have a chance to surprise you or offer something you want and what you didn't expect. Maybe you come across hostile wildlife or races or even weather can be a factor into this as well. Maybe even some planets are procedurally generated to keep players coming back to the game for something new to explore. Also having a fog of war implemented to the galaxy map would be great, giving the player a sense of mystery, even nervousness. Going to a planet you've never been to before, you don't know what's there. It's up to the player to prepare the best they can for the unknown. Maybe it's a planet with just resources, but maybe it's a planet with hostile enemies and environments. These are just a few things I could come up with to help give a better sense of exploration when it comes to Mass Effect Andromeda. While on exploration, I saw the top voted comment from a Reddit post that I made trying to get a survey of some people in the Reddit community. Said they want a better quest guide. When you have a quest in your journal, have it tell you the details of where to go. Often while playing Mass Effect, you're told a very specific location of where to go, but sometimes it's hard to find that very specific location. So Mass Effect Andromeda needs to have more detailed descriptions of where to go, really. Number 4 here is more of a personal want of mine, but that would be adding infrastructure to Mass Effect Andromeda. Your character in Mass Effect Andromeda is exploring these new worlds for the human race to potentially use and inhabit. Well, what's the point of just going to a planet and say, hey, I found one, and then never bother with it again? To give these planets meaning in the game, I'd like to see some ability to build infrastructure. Being able to build, and I use that term loosely, settlements to utilize resources. So instead of having to manually pick up resources, you can place a power plant of sorts that will automatically replenish the resources you need for upgrades and tasks while exploring the galaxy. Now, these planets can also be attacked, damaged, or overtaken by other enemies or any other kind of elements as well. So as you gain resources, you can outfit plants with defenses. You'd also be notified about when plants are under attack or have been taken over. So if a base is under attack, a player has to come up with a choice of, hey, should I really save these guys and, help them out, or do I need to continue on with my tasks? Kind of similar to saying like what it was in that one of those very first trailers for Mass Effect 1.
Request denied.
or a planet was under distress, but then Shepard has to decline them and then continue on because he has more important things to do. It's a tough decision, but something you'll have to do. Maybe even leave a squad member being able to act as like a hero to get, to defend poorly defended plants. Now, it doesn't have to be detailed as say like Fallout 4. You can just, gain X amount of this, and that, press A and boom, you have a plant providing resources. I feel that this would give players a reason to explore, like, oh, I need more element 0, and I've used all my EZO planets. Well, I need to go out into the wild and find another one. Number 3 on the top 5 list here would be gear drops. Now, the Mass Effect franchise has implemented this idea of gear improving your character before. Different types of armor, headwear, but nothing too expansive. It has been confirmed from a panel at Comic-Con 2014 that armor in Mass Effect Andromeda will be much more customizable. The ability to quote-unquote snap on different pieces of armor to the base of your character. Maybe standard helm, gloves, chest, and boots. So completing tasks in the game will grant you new boots, which will increase your ability. This will also lead to much more customization of your character and really give the player a sense of uniqueness, which has always been a theme of the Mass Effect franchise. Number 2 in the top 5 list here is multiplayer. Mass Effect 3 implemented multiplayer into the franchise and it was fantastic. So many characters, abilities, maps, enemies that you could have endless amounts of fun with. It has been stated by BioWare developers that multiplayer will be returning and it won't take away from the single player experience. So how could BioWare improve on this part of the game? If the massive Reddit leak is true, that there will be like a horde-like game mode, then it sounds very similar to what Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was. What I'd like to see would be less randomness with gear. Now, I really enjoyed the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, but it's such a grind for good gear to be able to play high tier gameplay that it really discouraged me. I'm having this feeling also with Halo 5 at the moment and the Rex system. Like I really want these cool weapons and mods, but it's all up to chance if I get this stuff. I mean, I play a good amount of Halo as well, but I still not enough to try to unlock high tier weapons and mods. If there was a progression system that would allow you to work towards an item, or once you get an item you have to unlock the mods by using it, just something that will make necessary upgrades less random and give the player more control. Because I always felt like I could complete higher tier gameplay, but just my gear was so limiting that I was always stuck playing kind of boring low level gameplay and I kind of lost interest in it. So if it was a multiplayer was the exact same as in Mass Effect 3, I'd be happy with that. Just make it less random so I can actually get good gear without having it up to a flip of a coin. And the number one thing that is wanted from the Reddit community poll that I took, and what I want as well for Mass Effect Andromeda, is a good story. We want, interesting characters, good dialogue, and then just an overall mission of what you want to accomplish in the game. This is something that BioWare has always done a fantastic job in. It's why Mass Effect 1 will always be one of my all-time favorite games. Yeah, the gameplay itself wasn't the best. The character upgrades were basic, and having to delete so many damn weapon mods to take up your inventory was insane. Though what makes the game memorable is the story. BioWare has always done a great job of making players feel and care about characters in their games. I mean, people love Garrus. I have a soft spot for Tali, and everyone hates Ashley.
You're far too easily convinced, Ashley. I thought we were friends.
Just kidding. But seriously, though. There have even been rumors of familiar characters returning to Mass Effect Andromeda. Even though the game takes place hundreds of years after the events of Mass Effect 3, there are races that live longer than that. The Asari come to mind, so we could potentially even see Liara return from Mass Effect Andromeda. Having a good story in the game really keeps players invested in the game and continue playing. I mean, I lost interest in Fallout 4 because I felt the story was rather weak and lost my sense of purpose in the game. BioWare just needs to make sure the characters that are in Mass Effect Andromeda are complex and are multi-dimensional, and are not just one-sided stereotypes.
Halo 5! Oh god!
And now for the Reddit honorable mentions. It seems like a lot of you guys are pretty damn horny. I got a lot of requests for bangable Krogan, is what everybody wants apparently with Mass Effect Andromeda. You can see through all the different comments here. Male Krogan romance, bangable Krogan, 2 bangable Krogan by this one user here. Probably never gonna happen, but get drunk grunt and bangable? Yeah? This one person says, how about bangable Hanar? You know, the tentacles, probably, you know, you've seen probably before on the internet, I'm sure. And better customization of stuff and more space hamsters. Couldn't agree with you more. Space hamsters are much needed with Mass Effect Andromeda. This other person wants space hamsters and bangable Krogan as well. And this person even suggests bangable Thresher Maws. That might be a little difficult, but you know, Thresher Maws probably need love as well. That's all I gotta say. Okay, guys, so that was just kind of like a fun little overview right there towards the end. So, to review everything, so that is, you know, the top 5 wish list for Mass Effect Andromeda. Big thanks to the Reddit community members for helping me come up with this list, so it's not just my random thoughts that people may or may not agree with. If you have your own list of top 5 things you'd want to see in Mass Effect Andromeda, please feel free to leave in the comment section down below. Like I said, I do read all the comments and try to reply to them, most of them as well. If you want to keep up to date to this channel, make sure to tap the subscribe button because we're always uploading awesome Mass Effect content. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. And anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.